we're back at it again. Google Messages still hasn't gotten its act together. And people are going nuts over Samsung Messages closing. Today, we're going to look at what you all are saying. We're going to go straight into the belly of the beast. We're going to look at Google Messages on the Google Play Store. Buckle up, this is going to be a good one. As you can see here, we have Google Messages pulled up on the Google Play Store. We're going to go one by one and see how all of you feel about Google Messages. Bridget says, it's horrible. So many features that are available on Samsung are not available on this app. This is the worst thing, forcing everyone to switch. Did not transfer all of my messaging history. Worst messaging app. Jason says, forced to take the app instead of Samsung's. Now I can't have my own separate notification sound for incoming text. Galaxy S23 Plus Android. Help, please. Justin says, it is not the same as Samsung Messages. Not even close. Google always taking over apps and taking away all the cool features. They did the same thing to Duo with Google Meets. I don't care what name is on it. Just stop destroying good apps. James Johnson says, using the camera with this app is pure garbage. Ashley Luckett says, as a loyal and longtime Samsung user, I am extremely unhappy with this switch. I absolutely hate it. You can't customize your individual messages, you can't change the font, and you can't include individual tones for certain texts. You can't do much of anything. I have never been an iPhone fan, but I'm seriously thinking about switching because of this. I truly dislike it. Samsung Messages was so much better. All they needed to do was add RCS. Please bring it back. The next one says, sucks. The first thing I noticed is it slows down other apps, drains the battery at ridiculous rate, and the phone is hot. We'll try other, preferably open source. Well, you can come to SendSweep. SendSweep has a completely free version of the app that you're more than welcome to try. Jen says, forced to switch from Samsung Messages. Lost so many of my texts from friends and family. Really angry about it. Jessica S. says, Samsung Messages was way better. I had things organized and it was easy to see messages from multiple people. I hate this and wish I wasn't forced off of Samsung Messages. Here's a first world problem right here from Lisa Garner. My truck will not read out names or display when I have new messages like before this Google Messages. LL Lee says, this app sucks. I've only had it for one day because I'm forced to move to this app. And it pulled over all my text messages, but only one side of the conversations. It only brought over the other people writing to me. It never brought over any of my responses back to them. Now I have all these text messages that are one-sided, and all of my responses are in a black hole somewhere. I freaking hate it. I need to have my full something conversations, self work purposes, and now they're all gone. Jeffrey says, I hate Google Messages. It will not give you categories. I wish I had Samsung Messages back. The next one says, forced to switch from Samsung Messages and have to say Google Messages feels like a downgrade. The only thing that seems new is the AI, which is something I don't need. Stephanie says, I hate that I've been forced to use this app. Mama Jess says, I hate this. I want Samsung Messages back. The next one says, I hate it. 4 years later, and they still have no way to group similar texts together. Samsung did us wrong by forcing this inferior program on us. Google, make it like Samsung Messages. That wagon wasn't broken. Bill says, garbage. Natoshia says, hate this app. Cannot customize as I could with Samsung Messages. Please switch back Samsung. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. Crybaby. Ooh, this is a good one. Whole set up ugly. The next one. My worst experience. Now it's not working at all. I think that's what this person said. Deanna Thomas says, I hated this. It is inaccurate, inconvenient, difficult to use, detrimental to my data, and a terrible and miserable program, as I have found all Google programs to be. It is useless and absolutely the worst waste of time and space. I was forced into your disgusting program against my will. I wish I never heard of you. Well, damn, Deanna. That was rough. But, hey, not all Google programs are bad. Just Google Messages. Let's be clear on that. Oh, the next one is a bootlicker. 5 stars. Good, thumbs up. If you're not sure yet, this is the next review. If you're not sure yet, why would you even write a review? Emily, you gave Google Messages 4 stars and you're not sure yet. Bryden Cranbeer says, yo dog, this app cracking. Got all the nice words and letters like Messages apps are supposed to have. It's gangsta. Definitely recommend if you're cool. Okay. 5 stars. You sound terrible. Roni V. 1 star. I hate this new messaging app, Merger. Merger, acquisition, or complete throw in the garbage can of Samsung Messages. You pick. The pictures don't load. It takes up space from my Google account. It's invasive. It doesn't matter if I restart or update, or whether I have a new or old phone. It doesn't work well on either. I hate it. And look what Google says. Hi, Roni. Can you try to uninstall and reinstall the Messages app itself? Open the Play Store app, search Messages app, uninstall, reinstall, update. Hope this helps. It's not going to help. Google Messages is hopeless at this stage in time. They're hopeless. It's amazing the fact that they couldn't get their app together before such a milestone of a moment. Samsung Messages closing is such a big thing. It's a huge thing, and Google couldn't keep up with it. I think Google needs to fire all the developers and hire new ones, because these guys, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. Next one, Chatty Walker was made to switch to Google Messages from Samsung Messages. There is no way to customize the sound when I get a message now. Can't hear the sound at all. It sucks. Do better with your app. Make it customizable. Yeah, I agree. Needs to be customizable. But you can change your ringtone and your notification settings in your device settings. That might help you in the interim. Carly Cage, I just switched to Samsung Messages and paid for a theme so I could use it with my text messages. I had no warning that was given when I switched, and they immediately forced me to switch back to Google Messages. Not the end of the world, but why can't Google Messages figure out how to let you apply themes and not chat themes? I mean the ones that match your entire system setup, your device setup, home screen, keyboard, and everything. I hate the chat theme, and I want the chat theme that I paid for. Wow, yeah, that's a big one. There are a lot of people that paid for chat themes in Samsung Messages that won't be able to bring them over to Google Messages. And Google, if you're listening, I think you should start reimbursing some of these people. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. I think these people deserve to be paid back for what they bought. Craig Morris, I don't like having to switch to something I have no idea about. Okay, Boomer. Don Wools, absolutely sucks. I didn't like it before, and I don't like it now. Thanks, Samsung. Yeah, Samsung really dropped the ball on this. They bent over, they took a knee, if you know what I mean. It kind of makes you question why Samsung just threw away probably their best app. Did Google give them lots of money to do it? How much money did Google pay Samsung to kill their Messages app? Really? And did Google do it to harvest more of your data? Yeah, if you use Google Messages, that is Google. Google can have access to your messages. Google can see what you're saying to people and sending people, images, documents. If you allow Google to see it, Google can see it. Elizabeth says, it won't even let me set it as default. I hate that we have to go to this instead of Samsung Messages. Yeah. Yeah. All right. The next one says, I hate it. I feel like everyone can see my messages, and I can't even change the theme. I want it to be the same theme as my phone, but this is the only app that doesn't allow me to change themes. The next one is AC. This app is absolutely horrible. It won't let me customize colors, and I can't see the purple on lavender writing, which is hideous. It makes highly annoying toddler game sounds and there's no option of turning them off, which is absolutely annoying. You have to click 17 things to simply add an image, and I refuse to use it beyond today. I've had it for one day and absolutely hate it. I did not get it by choice, but by force, because Samsung Messages sold out. I I loathe Google. Wow. Yeah, you got that right, bud. Samsung Messages did sell out. They sold out big time to Google. They bent over and took a knee. All right. Javier Vincente. 1 star. Other message app is better. This is trash. My phone feels downgraded. Yeah, Google Messages is a downgrade from Samsung Messages. But you know what's better than both of them? SendSweep. Try it. SendSweep.com. Free. Not going to charge you a dime. Not going to track you. Not going to harvest your messages. Not going to look at them. Not going to harvest your data. Free. SendSweep.com. Try it. Like and subscribe. Rant over. All right. Jessica Sandholm. Already disappointed. Just because I get to put a heart on a message. Moving from Samsung Messages. I'm losing the right to create folders and organize my text box, since I have a lot of people I keep in contact with. This is not going to be fun. Saying you can search information is not as easy as opening a folder and having that information right there by one click. She does have a point there. Categorization of messages is something that does need to be put into a messaging app. Anthony Martinez. I was forced to switch messaging apps, and although I switched back and forth for 2 months in attempt to adjust, I don't really like this app. It does serve its purpose, so that's the only reason I'm giving it more than 1 star. Google says, "Hi, Anthony. We're sorry to hear that. The team is working hard to make messages better over time. Please continue to help improve messages by sending feedback within the Messages app through clicking the menu button, then Help and Feedback tab, and tap Send Feedback. Thank you." So, let's talk about this for a minute. A lot of people have been giving you feedback, Google. You haven't been freaking listening. If you were listening over all the years that Google Messages has been in existence, you would have known exactly what your customers wanted. If only you were listening, you would have known, and you would have been ready for this day. July 6, 2026. Samsung Messages going in the trash can. Down the toilet. Never to exist ever again. But no, you don't listen, Google. That's not one of your strong points. Alright, continue. We got a couple 5 stars here. Yeah. IQs of 67, probably. Noah Behan. 1 star. I like Samsung Messages better because I can organize my messages better. Jenny Gonzalez. I am forced to use this app for security reasons because SMS messaging isn't as secure, which eliminates all of the current alternatives to Google Messages as a valid option. Thanks, Google. They did this on purpose, and Alphabet, Google parent company, needs to be broken up. No monopolies. Rest in peace, Samsung Messages. Yeah, that has been a big argument that Google is a monopoly. And we can get that settled out in another video. Jennifer Denise, 1 star. Forced to switch because Samsung ended messages. This is a downgrade. The lack of customization, no categories to organize my text conversations, and the push of AI. I don't need AI to text people. I don't care about reacting to texts. I want to be able to have category tabs like I previously had. This sucks. So there's a lot of people that like category tabs like they previously had. A lot of people like that in a messaging app. They feel like Google Messages is a downgrade. The lack of customization, the push of AI. You're right, Jennifer. You don't need AI to text people. And you don't need text reactions. You really don't need, messages to be categorized either. But it helps. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Come to SendSweep. All right. Karen. Oh, we got a Karen here. 3 stars. Only switched as Samsung Messages is being retired. Or fired. I noticed some messages don't go through. Doesn't have the same features. And I just don't like it very much. Matthew. It's hard to transfer texts. I really don't want to change format. Just seems very unnecessary. Noni. Dislike having to switch, and the messages in the app are from several years ago. Cannot access current messages. Sky 034. Not happy that I'm forced to do this because Samsung Messages is no longer. Google Messages does not allow separate notification sounds or ringtones. In fact, it automatically deleted the tones I had set in third-party apps and replaced them with the Messages tone. Now everything sounds the same. Not happy at all. And last but not least, Pat McFall, 1 star. Forced by Samsung to change to Google Messages. Still missing multiple texts after trying all the claimed fixes. This should not be happening to so many prior Samsung Messages users. It's 2026 and Google. Alright. Well, you get the drift. You see what's going on with all these people. They don't have a choice in the matter. They just have to be forced into doing something they don't want to do, which is switching from Samsung Messages to Google Messages. I think there's a consensus here that all of these people's reviews that I just read, except for the maybe 4 or 5 star reviews, is that Google forced these people to do something crazy, to give up Samsung Messages, which was a perfectly good app. It didn't have to be thrown away. And to be honest with you, before I started using SendSweep, the SendSweep app, I used Samsung Messages too. For many years before I started developing. But people use what they want. That's their right. In the case of Google, they think they've got the power to force everybody to bow down to them. Having to switch to an app that barely works, or doesn't work as intended, or that is highly different than the app that you came from, is a major ask of people. Google, I hope you get your you know what together. I hope you can listen. I hope you can learn to listen. But you probably won't. So, everybody watching this video, try a real messaging app. Go to SendSweep. You probably never heard of it before. Well, doesn't matter. The app is very good. I use it every day. Google has a lot of catching up to do. If you want to join in this conversation, go to Google Play Store. Go to the Google Messages app and let people know how you really feel. In the next video, we're going to be talking about how people feel on Reddit. And there's a lot of people with strong feelings on there too, as you can presume. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next one.